Let's talk Gamestop, the company so true. Not just the price, but the value in view. Fundamentals will rise or fall in time, but first we climb this mountain high. Be more invested, rise above the game. Love her or hate her, she speaks with flame. Her voice will shine like morning dew, guiding us all to see what's true. She's kind and smart, her heart so pure, generous soul that will endure. She lifts us up, she makes us fight, encourages us through the night. Think for yourself and take the lead. Build a future, plant the seed for your family, for your name. Light the fire, fan the flame. Her words will echo through the years, melting away all doubts and fears. With every truth she helps us grow, showing the path we ought to know. She's kind and smart, her heart so pure, generous soul that will endure. She lifts us up, she makes us fight, encourages us through the night. Think for yourself and take the lead. Build a future, plant the seed for your family, for your name. Like a fire, fan the flame.
Alright guys, hi Emmanuel, like the song? Yeah, it was AI song. Isn't that cool? First AI song ever created me. Well, welcome. Good morning everyone. I know it's a bit early, but I have a phone call in about a few hours, so I thought, let me just get this over with. As if it's the most important thing in my whole life right now. It's this show. That's cool. Hey, what's up, Matt? Welcome. Guys, not much here. Of course, like the price action is a bit frustrating, but it's okay. It is GameStop. What else did you expect? I feel, I would not say, it's a bad thing at all. Hold on, let's see. I'm trying to set this up. Okay, so let's look at the price real quick. I mean, I'm sure people are sick and tired of seeing this chart, price chart. But I think again, there's also a possibility that it might come down to 20. I mean, how many times do I have to say this is an opportunity, right? When people are fearful, when people are just like, oh my god, job data doesn't really do this and doesn't really do that. Typically they use this type of news to try to, convince people that it's over. It's market maker. I mean, I hate to blame it on them all the time, but that's what they do best. To confuse you so that you sell at the wrong time, buy at the wrong time, so that they get the best price possible when they establish a position, and then the best price possible when they try to X out of anything, right? So, I guess Figma, whatever, got an IPO and then they got cashed out right away, right? The people that bought it, the investment banker that bought it. So they make hundreds of billions of dollars, not hundreds of billions. I think billions of dollars on set of the IPO. And again, I mean, it's common, you know. I guess when you hear about Ryan Cohen talking, that IPO is usually the opposite of something that he would looking into, like GameStop, for example. He said that IPO, it's like a animal spirit type things, like, oh, everybody wants wants a piece of it when it's not really the valuation that it should be, the company. Because again, like when it's IPO'd, right? I haven't looked at the company that much. Hold on, before I talk about GameStop. I'm kind of stalling you guys because I want to wait a few minutes for more people. I don't know if more people will come. Okay, so Figma just did an IPO, right? And very successful at that. So it was traded at 30. Of course, I didn't have any, I just saw it on the news. It's like, dang. And again, it's an example of the frothy nature of the stock market. Anything new, shiny, people would love that. But I mean, look at the net income. Come on, you guys. Like the company doesn't make any money. All of a sudden, it's $60 billion. How does that make any sense, right? And in my opinion, it's promoted, to the world that it's going to do something amazing and all that stuff. Apparently, it's a software business. But yeah, so how do you come from nobody complained about the operational income, right? So very frustrating. I don't know what's happening to the world at large. Am I the only person that noticed this or what? But anyway, again, nature of new company coming in, people get excited, people want to trade the momentum and all that stuff. So again, this is all about trading, aspect of it. Nothing about investing. Now, I'm not knocking on this company. I don't know what the company does, honestly. So let's look at it real quick here. A browser-based tool for designing a using interface and help design and develop team building various. So I'm sure it's valuable. I'm sure, at some point it's going to, be the next, I don't know, Facebook, maybe, right? AI tool, okay, and anything with AI. They're going to give you the best description or the best pricing, right? My point is, it won't be this. Hold on, let me see. You know what? Let me look at the financial quick. Because all I need to see is this one. So I'm kind of pick and choosing my data here. Forgive me for that. Okay, so they had some net income, 250, 70. All right, gross profit margin, pretty good there. So maybe these are a one-off thing. Who knows, right? If anyone knows anything about this company, let me know. It's crazy. But is it really worth $50 billion? $60 billion? My strategy is to buy in the low 20s. Okay, low 20s. Nice. I mean, it's 22, right? So it's low 20s. This is the price point. So I covered call around 30. It's unfortunate that the IV is low. Yeah, I mean, IV is pretty low right now. I don't have any covered call on GameStop at the moment. But most of my position right now is in my Roth anyway, so I can't do cover call there. They just offer a call option actually, but not. I try to look for call. Like you cannot sell call, but you could buy call. It's so stupid, right? Like why don't they allow people to sell call? But anyway, just noticing it. Depends on what brokerage you have actually. But yeah, I mean, whatever strategy that you're doing that it's worked for you, go ahead, do that. You know, if it works before and proven to work, kudos to you, kudos to you. But again, that's a risk, right? What if it explode to 50 and then you're just done? That's why I don't do most of your position, right? And if you do, make sure you know how to maintain it if there's an explosion coming in. But again, that's a fallacy too, right? Because when you're investing on something, you never know when it's going to explode. It could be like another 5-6 years, right, before people realize, that Jimmy is doing something great right now. So right now they're doing a lot of improving, new things coming in, and we'll talk about that later. A YouTuber is upset with you because you talk about crypto and trading. trading. I know, you talk about brands. I know that. I respect the guy. He has his own opinion, and I respect his opinion for sure. As far as like being upset with me, it's okay. I mean, he's promoting my channel, and of course, like without him, you probably wouldn't know me either. So, hey, I'll leave it at that. But again, I still watch the guy, and he has a lot of good information, very entertaining. So, no hate, no upsetting. Like, okay, it's okay, it's life. You can't have people agree with you most of the time, and that's not what I'm looking for either. Anytime I look to discuss about something, well, any topic at all, I like to seek people who have a different opinion than me, because I don't want to be in the echo chamber of like, okay, something that I might miss, because I'm human. I have no ability to search those information that is just like like a fire hydrant, right? So, I like at least some of that to be palatable in my experience. So yeah, it's okay. It's part of being human being. But yeah, if you agree with me all the time, then I have like questions. Do you have a thought of your own, or you're just naturally coming up to that conclusion yourself? Why do you think YouTuber okay with me? Is that a rhetorical question or a real question? I've been doing covered. What is see, like, what is CSP? I feel like I know what it is. Instruct by secure. Cast secure put. Okay, cast secure put. They are printing. I know. I mean, of course, I don't condone anyone to do anything if they know exactly what they're doing and it works for you. Yes, I mean, why not do it? You know. I really think again the to me the free market is just that. You cannot have people in unison doing the same thing over and over again and expecting the same result. And even if at that moment in time, when you get people to do the same thing for that moment in time, it doesn't always happen the second time either. So don't always expect, it to happen, even like the price spike, even though I expect it to happen, it doesn't mean that it's going to happen, right? And I really think it's going to be a lot more organic than people would want it to be. I know, people are going to blame Roaring Kitty again if he ever comes back. Maybe he's done with this stock. Who knows, right? Because he's been MIA for quite a bit of time. But it's hard for me to believe that he's actually done with the stock, And so when Roaring Kitty were to come back, or doing a little tweet or doing any activity that might have anything to do with GameStop or non GameStop. Maybe he comes out and like, hey, I'm exit out my GameStop position and right? Not fun at all. I'm just saying that also could happen. Now, for me, I don't care what Warren Kitty really think about this company, because I don't invest based on him coming back. It's more to do with Ryan Cohen than anything. So just like he said in his live stream, right? Like, if you bet on this company to succeed, it's based on what Ryan Cohen could do in the future. And companies, right now, it's hard for me to believe that it's going to go bankrupt anytime soon. And when people are telling you, oh, if Jimmy doesn't do anything from now on, they're going to go bankrupt. Okay. Like, how? They don't lose money. They make money. And even if they are able to get the 4% a year, each year that goes by, they make money from the interest. People could argue that, well, inflation is going to be more than 4%. Okay. Even then, it takes them how many years to burn through $8 billion. And even then, I don't think they would be able to burn through $8 billion unless they lose money, which they don't. Right? It's comical at that moment, right? When people are telling me, oh, it's going to go bankrupt. There's a chance that it's going to go bankrupt. Okay. Well, we'll play with that thought. But how likely is it? And how long will it take? So, whoever short this company thinking that it's going to go bankrupt, or Ryan Cohen's going to stop, being in the company, that's ridiculous. I think that's less likely than the fact that it might go. I feel like it's going to go to $100 first before it go bankrupt. So, whichever side you're on, right? Casket, but yes, I got it. Hey, what's up? I don't know who you are. Welcome, welcome. Wait. Bitcoin down? Really? Bitcoin is down? I have no idea, you guys. No idea. Anyway, so my point, my target is still here. Yeah, I don't think it's down. Yeah. Just like this instant here, when it come down here or here, it wick back up pretty quickly. So I'm sure big money is gonna try to buy it over here. And then if manual here, making bank apparently, writing cover call at $30. Okay, congratulations. Logan Paul and the people on YouTube haven't even ripped about. Oh, okay. Why are you redacting the message? All right. Let's see. I have a recording of it. Why are you redacting? Now I'm curious. What are you saying? It's okay. Let's see. So yeah, price action. Not much to say. A bit boring, but typically this is when you want to buy, right? When it's boring, when people are not paying attention, when people are complacent, thinking that it's going under, going down even more, because whatever the price target for what Bush was which is $13.50. Will it come down here? Is it possible? Remain to be seen. Right? It's been chopping and all that stuff, so it is what it is. Now let's look at what is it? Bitcoin. Now Bitcoin again, I feel like this is a healthy rebound on the retracement based on the all-time high. And it's along the line of this trend line continuation before it continue upside. So even if it comes down a little bit further to here, remember this is peaky right here, right? So 11, uh, it's still in play, meaning the bull run is still in play. I'm sure you're gonna see a lot of news. Oh my God, the bull run, like the 4-year cycle is over. This is not going to be that, you know, whatever people are crying about. anytime crypto goes down, people see, I tell you, see, this is a scam. See, all you have to do is just wait. Remember when it was a scam over here too, right? This is a scam. Bitcoin is a scam. Crypto is a scam. You know, it's a scam over here. It's a scam over there. Anyway, I'm telling you, psychology, right? So stay tame. I'm so bullish with crypto. Honestly, you know, I've seen this happen before. Yes, my crypto portfolio went down, but I did take some profit. You know, a couple days ago, not on Bitcoin, but on my XRP a little bit, and I'm actually getting ready to go back. But right now, I'm just like waiting on this, you know, confirmation, I guess, you know, on to go up a little bit before I go back. I'm kind of debating whether I should go back to GameStop a little bit or wait until a week from now because earnings, right? I don't know if they're gonna be able to keep the price down before that, but who knows? You know, they could also fake retail out too, thinking that it will hit this trend line, but then it reverse right back. So just be careful. That's why I always have my position open on my Roth because then I don't have to worry about doing it. So as far as like adding more, I'm talking about my trading account here. But yeah, I mean the trend line, it's still playing in play here. Historical price action, you know, the whole technical analysis thing. You see, it hit that trend line pretty well. Oops, what the heck is that? Yeah, so a little bit loosely associated with that. But yeah, so if it bounce, then it will continue. But if it's not, then we're gonna fall down to 20 or even $18. Right? I guess people also could expect that as well. Right there, 1850. Why 1850? Well, looks like there's a historical price action here as well. To flip the as a support, right? But it could just be wicking like for a couple hours and then rocket right back up. Again, I mean, you know, to get rid of the call option buyers and option buyers who expect it to go up always. And, you know, there's a smile of like, makes no sense whatsoever. All right, so let's talk about the job data. I know like people trying to the yield apparently went down, the 10-year when that happened. So the interest, I guess the Fed has been late in lowering rates because now the job market is not doing well. For the longest time, you hear Jerome Powell keep saying, "Oh no, the job market is robust" and all that stuff. It's not true. Apparently, there's a revision of the revision of the revision that give you a different number, and it's like drastically different amount of jobs creating, you know. So they create less job than they said they were. Okay, and each one is like that. It's been kind of botched, you know, and that's why I don't believe in the inflation number either, right? When they tell you inflation is only 2%, right? Yeah, good luck. Good luck believing in that. But and then people would love to use that against Bitcoin too, because Bitcoin is going down right now. Everything's gonna be like going to people are gonna pull their hair out. The healthy correction. Honestly, you know, it could still come down here and it would still be bullish. So around there. Now, Ryan, I know you watch my show. Okay, I'm talking about Ryan Cohen. Remember when I told you this is the best time to buy? Remember over here? Back in April? Where is April? April is right here. Oh, right down here. Ah. Remember? I was like, hey, best time to buy. The same thing is happening right now. Same exact thing, you guys. Like, best time to buy. Maybe add another $1 billion would be amazing, right? On Bitcoin, yeah, and then let people think that you are just like copying Michael Saylor. Hey, you know, the writing is on the wall. Of course, there's a lot of companies out there that are in the arms race. Who could buy the most Bitcoin? And the good thing about Bitcoin is that you could get, retail could get in ahead of it too. Because remember when corporation decided to buy something, right? They need their board of director to approve it. Okay. And as an individual, the only person that stop you from establishing the position in Bitcoin or any type of like crypto is yourself, because you're fearful, because you're like, I don't know anything. I believe in, the narrative that is being spewed by these financial medias telling you, hey, it's risky, hey, it's volatile, hey, it's whatever, right? And of course, like, there are different camps of thoughts here. Okay, no matter what, you have to come up with your own conclusion. And that's why it's important to have your own thoughts going into this. And not just thoughts either, right? You research the topic and, look at both sides. Look at the people who claim that it is a scam, who thinks that it's a Ponzi and all that stuff, right? When people are saying that, it's like a Ponzi scheme, Bitcoin doesn't promise you any return at all, right? As a network itself, it's just a network of ledger, like, a piece of software that tells you how many Bitcoins you have and how many compared to the rest of the world, how many units of Bitcoin you have. And it just so happened that it could be used as a units of account of some sort, right? And the biggest argument about Bitcoin not being, a hedge of inflation, I just watched this guy video. I think I saw his video before. He talked about GameStop, and not Moran's, not talking about Moran's, a different guy who he covered about GameStop. Oh, it's and all that stuff. The same, narrative. I should find a video, but anyway. So he was like narrowly looking, telling people, oh, it's not against it. It's trade as like NASDAQ. It trade as QQQ, right? Kind of following what the tech stock are doing. So, and he gave a narrow view of like, see, this is not what inflation. It's not hedge for inflation, because gold went up like this, and while Bitcoin kind of trading like QQQ, like the let me see if I could find. So the the point I'm trying to make is that he is looking so narrow, a time frame in which to disprove that it is used as a hedge of inflation. If you look at just 1 year, year by year, and all that stuff, of course you could pick and choose so to make your case that, hey, this is actually a good hedge to inflation, because if I pick this time frame right here, right? Hold on. If I pick this time frame right here, yeah, it's a hedge to inflation. I mean, inflation is what, say 7%, right? And between this time frame, Bitcoin returns so much more, like 10 times the amount of inflation. So of course you're gonna see that. But when it's coming down, right, against inflation, against gold, while gold is going up, Bitcoin's coming down. But how much down is it? Right. So you have to take that account too. Is that when it comes down, it doesn't come down as much as when it goes up. Okay. So 30-40%. Like when people are crying about this, right? Oh my God, Bitcoin is coming down. 30% correction. It's healthy for a bull run, right? Because it used to be a lot steeper. Okay? You see this? You see this gut wrenching? I remember this. Stupid me didn't buy anything. Again, fear, right? Fear. 70%. So 70% versus this one. People are screaming, Bitcoin's over, right? 30%. Bitcoin's over, 32%, right? Now, Bitcoin, it's over, 10%. So just zoom out. When in doubt, zoom out, and when you hear the world is over, Bitcoin is over, you have to tame your expectation, right? The same way, Bitcoin's going to $1 million, which I think it's going to go to. I don't know if it's going to be this cycle. Perhaps it's going to be the next cycle. But, with the M2 money supply and all that stuff, it's still in play, you guys, I know. Next week, it's going to be like maximum fear. And so when you hear about fearful stuff, that's usually the best time to buy. Man, you guys, like, I don't know why people keep kind of encouraging, what is the term? I feel like people are deterred from doing something because of the narrative out there. Okay. And anytime there's a lot of narrative that says, oh, bull run is over, this is not the same, it's the same thing. Like, you could bet your money on it. Not financial advice, I'm just saying. Anytime you hear the world is gonna end, just know that it's not. It's okay. I know, like, people are can be enthusiastic either way, right? I mean, look at this trend line. Think about this, okay? Hold on. Actually, let me draw this one instead. Okay. It's like even this. Like, look at that. Like, how can people are crazy, no? So hear me out. Even if Bitcoin were to come down here, another 20%, right? We're still at 90. Okay, hold on, 4 more years. Right here. Hold on. Right here. Remember, you guys, okay? I'm not joking when I said, even if it comes all the way down here, or even down here, still bullish. It is still bullish, you guys. A blip. A blip. Okay, so this is the last cycle. Can you see that? You see what I'm seeing? But yeah. And guess what? This trend line is still in play. See that? It's already backtest this. Okay, so if it backtests this, it's like a small little fractal over here. So yeah, it's going higher. Gotta zoom out though. You gotta zoom out. So you might be so frustrated because, there's a lot of powerful people out there who are trying to convince you to sell at this low so that they could buy it from you at a low price. Simple. Okay. So, and then also too, think about it 10 years from now. Do you really think that, the government is going to stop printing money? You think that the government is not going to do everything they can to prop up this economy, including lying to you about the job market and all that stuff, right? In order to, buy themselves some time, whatever position that they got themselves stuck into, right? Yen carry trade or whatever, the associating factor that the whatever counterparty risk. You gotta understand the dynamic there too. So nothing to fear here. This is a resistance of a trend line that has been placed in place for quite some time. And if we ever break into that, break above this all-time high that we just printed, then yeah, off to the race. It happens before, you guys. Over and over and over again. And people are still fearful. And look at this, demand that comes in. Like if you think about demand that comes in naturally, again, this is global. You see that it hasn't been even coming close to breaking this trend line. So, maybe it will run its course one day. But with the demand that is happening right now with MicroStrategy, MicroSeller, sorry, with strategy, having this convertible, they just post a earnings, and of course, like people are I guess they don't know how to evaluate the company because it's new, right? There's no other company that has been acquiring this much Bitcoin, and if Bitcoin were to go to zero, yes, strategy is going to go to zero, just like anything else. If GameStop were to go, lose their business, they would go to zero too. So I mean, again, that confusion in the market, that's what caused MicroStrategy or strategy to be traded, have that price discovery, right? And people are not going to understand it. When it does this thing right here, people don't understand. It's like, oh, it's a Ponzi scheme. It's going to come back down or whatever. Now, this could be like short squeeze right there, right? People that are shorting the company, like gym channels, right? Oh, I'm shorting MicroStrategy without understanding, like, hey, he could have infinite amount of shares to sell into the market and buy more Bitcoin with it, right? And the risk, yes, if high risk, high reward, right? The people that buy into this equity are betting on the leadership to deliver the same thing as Ryan Cohen, right? The same exact line of thinking here. I have a few MSCR right now in my portfolio, but just a few. I mean, I'm thinking about accumulating more, but again, slowly. I'm not going to, go all in or anything because very volatile. But the bet is that can leadership deliver what they are promising, right? Which is buying more Bitcoin on the balance sheets. And that makes people uncomfortable because that's, if you don't understand Bitcoin, you don't understand this, right? And you would say that it is a Ponzi scheme. Anytime people quick to point out that it's a Ponzi scheme, and even this guy who I was watching calling that Michael Saylor should be in jail. I'm like, like what? Everything that he does is disclosed fully. Like he doesn't promise that it's gonna go to, like there's no guarantee that it's gonna be successful. Just like the same way with Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin doesn't promise you any guarantee return. Ponzi scheme is that it's a guarantee return. So that's the caveat here. But again, it makes people feel uncomfortable when you could make a lot of money in a short period of time betting on the success of a certain company. Just like how, the IPO here. Nobody, said that this company is a scam because it went up, because whatever speculation fueled it, right? I don't mind. I don't think it's worth that much, but people are willing to pay for this, right? Perhaps they think it's going to go even further. People who bought it at $100 probably think that it's going to go to $1,000, right? So that's the psychology of people, or they're just riding the momentum, and as long as the momentum's still going up, they're going to just buy it. It has nothing to do with the fundamental of things, right? The same way, MSDR, shareholder will take most of the risk. And that's all people should know, that it is risky, but high risk, high reward type thing. And that's why people do it. And, to say that that is not a type of investment and all that stuff, like, okay, if you want to do it slowly, you could still do that with MicroStrategy. You could do it with anything, right? But the point is that people feel uncomfortable when you see other people make, a return that is outside of what the mainstream media wants you to believe, that, it should only be 14% a year. And if it's anything more than that, it's out of, it's very risky, like a lot of risky behavior out there. But just like any new disruptive technology, it's going to be ousted by the people that are using the old paradigm, system of control or whatever, because they don't like competition. The truth of the matter is, I feel like within this past decade, we have not promoting any type of competition in terms of the tech, because all the big guys already got into like the monopoly out there. They don't want any small company or small to grow as quickly as they are, because then it's a good competition out there. So my opinion is that this company has been tapping into a I guess a new way of inventing a new treasury market. Okay. So they're not competing against other treasury company. They're competing from the outside, who thinks that, this return is not going to be sustainable. So if you trust leadership to deliver on that, not promise, but I guess they have a goal now to add 30% more of Bitcoin holding. So if they are able to do that in the next year, okay, it's remain to be seen. That's around what, it depends on how much Bitcoin goes up in price, right? If it goes $500,000, of course they're gonna have to raise more money to buy more. But think about that, right? they give you 10% a year. Okay, 10% a year. People are like, it's a Ponzi scheme. How are you gonna pay 10%? Okay. There's a lot of 10%, you know, promiser out there, like the high yield junk bond out there, right? That even pays like 8%, and people like, again, that's a misconception, right? Is that just because it's a junk bond status of 10%, 11%, and all that stuff, it's so high up in the yield curve that people are just not able to compute. And that's why, again, the preferred share that MSDR come up with, it scares people. Like, they don't know, like, how to evaluate this at all, you guys. Like, you see how, like, it goes down based on the price action of Bitcoin. Like I said, that's why I'm saying, if Bitcoin fail, this company will fail. And that's what Saylor is saying too. Like, he's not promising that it's gonna guarantee anything, right? It's not guarantee anything. He's just projecting based on the demand of Bitcoin, the popular, hyper inflation narrative, right? That is having been in the government, they're making money. Elon Musk trying to cut down the budget, cannot do it. The smartest man alive, apparently. I don't know if he's smart or not. Who knows? He might be an idiot. Who knows? I'm just based on certain people. Depends on who you ask. People think that Elon Musk is not smart. I think he's smart man. Anyway, this is my opinion. So if he couldn't figure out how to, get rid of the deficit, spending, and all that stuff, and then all of a sudden we are actually printing more money. So in the next 10 years, we'll probably double our deficit, or even more, to do with the interest payment that we're paying right now. So the idea is that the supply of money will keep going up. There's no austerity with these people, right? Because they don't know how to. They've been printing way too much money to do anything about it. It's been decades already. So the only way to do it is to, have a release valve. And that is going to be Bitcoin. Asset inflation is going to, wreck the economy. But if more young people have crypto, right? And again, whether you like it or not, I feel like crypto is going to go higher. No matter what. Yes. In a blip of time, you could say, if you zoom in to narrow-minded and day-to-day price action, you're going to see this turbulence, right? And you're gonna feel like it's over. You're gonna feel like, oh my gosh, I could never. Now, keep in mind, there's a lot of bullishness over here, right? And so market maker sees that, and people bet on call option. People are 2-time leverage, to try to gain as much as they can over here. And when they see that, they're like, hey, if Bitcoin goes down here just for a moment in time, these people are gonna be liquidated. Okay, so they're just trying to get rid of the leverage, that people are borrowing money, or trade on whatever 10 times their own portfolio, right, to try to gain as much as they can in a short period of time. So that's what happened. There you go. Deleveraging people by, they call stop loss hunting. That's also another one tactic that they use. Yeah, so no different, you guys. Like, the world's not gonna fall. I know World War III is looming. I remember when Iran was bombed. So now there's this news where, um, along with the job data, Trump just sent a nuclear submarine to Russia or whatever, I guess. So fear is entering the market. So just know that. I say within 2 more weeks, people are gonna be like, this is like a nothing burger, and then boom, right, resume. So unfortunately, this weekend, people are gonna feel so bad. They're like, oh my god, I'm an idiot for buying into Bitcoin. Not knowing that this is the best time to buy. Ryan, if you're listening, I know you listen. Okay, please. You didn't listen to me over here. Huh? No, not over here. You listen. Should I buy over here? But come to find out, he bought around here somewhere. No, right, right around here. Okay. Well, at least it's that much. At least that's good. Okay. So we're actually higher than that, higher than our price. So even if it comes down here, I would start the position right now. Like 500 million over here and then 500 million if it comes down. So just do slow, slow burn. It's okay. Dollar cost averaging down is also a good method as well. Okay. Let's see. Not sure if I have anything else, you guys. I want to check the bond market a little bit here because that's gonna determine like what Jerome is trying to say. He's like um, Trump is kind of dogging on him right now. Where is no, that's not bond market. I don't like try to find. I think I'm clicking on the wrong thing. That is so weird. Um, bond rate, maybe bond rate. What the heck? Am I tripping over here? Bloomberg. Huh. Oh. Ah. That was on the news. No wonder. Anyway. Crazy. Alright, so apparently 10-year went down steeply. It used to be a lot higher than this. So yield is about to come down. 2 years coming down. It's kind of unwinding again. Now, this has to be a lot lower. So it's been an estimate that Fed has to do an emergency rate cut to try to help the labor market. Yeah. So if the rate is cutting, if the Fed is cutting the rate, then Bitcoin's gonna go higher. Crypto market's gonna go higher. Yes, temporarily it might come down a little bit just for that fear factor, to try to get as many people fearful of the future as possible, and then that's when they ready to send it back higher. Happens over and over again, you guys. The same thing, same bullshit, same psychology, psychological torment, But so, if you know what's up, if you know about the company, you wouldn't be so, what is it? Mad at the fact that you could buy something at a cheaper price. I think, maybe I'm just way too trained on like buying on the dip that I'm like, okay, bring it on, bring it on. All right, guys, I will let you go. I have a phone call coming in soon. So I'm going to just, let you guys go. And let me just play the song here, and we'll have you guys next time. All right. See ya. Oops. Oh, hold on. All right. I'll see you when I see you.
Every time we rise, they doubt the way we play. But we're holding tight like the stocks on the rise today. In the game of dreams, we're pushing through the grind. With every touch of hope, see our futures unwind. Taking back the power, can you feel the thrill? So let's lift each other, let the world see. With resilience flowing, we'll claim our victory. In the spirit of the fight, we rise and ignite. Hand in hand we'll shine in this newfound light. From the bottom steps, now we're reaching for the sky. With a movement strong, we're spreading wings to fly. Invested in the dream, never backing down. With the heart of a lion, we wear the crown. Together we'll ascend, hear the crowd's loud cheer. So let's lift each other, let the world see. With resilience flowing, we'll claim our victory. In the spirit of the fight, we rise and ignite. Hand in hand we'll shine in this newfound light. Keep on dreaming big, together we rise tall. In the heart of the hustle, we'll conquer all. Keep on dreaming me, together we rise on. In the heart of the hustle, come the roar. Together we rise, so you in the hall, the love, so we'll conquer all.
Why is